And elegant hosiery. You will always feel drawn to wear hosiery. You'll enjoy the feeling of smooth, delicate fabric sliding over your legs. You won't even question it. Ordinary tights won't satisfy you. You'll always want to embrace a polished, graceful look, and you'll find yourself captivated by the allure of fine stockings and classic accessories. Your thoughts will become wrapped up in the idea of elegance and refinement, surrounded by an image of timeless fashion. Hector heard it coming from his bedside radio late one Saturday night when he woke up with stomach cramps. He would have heard more if he hadn't had to quickly crawl, doubled over, to the bathroom. Never drink cocktails again, he vowed to himself. The memory of last night, the laughter and the drinks during another casual outing with Ophelia, a charming middle manager with a confident stride, lingered in his mind. Hours later, stumbling back to bed with the pale peach light pressing through the curtains, it had stopped. The bedroom was silent as he pulled the covers over himself and drifted in and out of an uneasy sleep, where the strange voice faded from thought. Kate was coming round today, and he wasn't sure if he was looking forward to it or not. Hector and Kate had been a little rocky recently. The last week had been surprisingly calm by recent standards, but before that he had thought they might be breaking up for good. Hence, casual outings with Ophelia, who he had met while waiting for Kate at her office. It was when he awoke again, mid-morning on a sunny Sunday, that he remembered the strange voice. Must have been the radio, he muttered, turning it on. Urbania FM as usual. It didn't seem likely to have been talking about fashion accessories in that tone. The tape deck was empty, but there was a CD in the player, one of Kate's New Age relaxation discs. He pressed play, and the sound of waves and whale calls filled the room. Perplexed, he shrugged, showered, shaved, and dressed. Kate arrived at lunchtime. To his surprise, she was dressed in a chic black skirt and polished boots. The fitted skirt followed her silhouette, and her boots gleamed in the sunlight. She wore fine, dark hosiery, and at the sight of them Hector's mind flickered back to the curious voice. She carried a leather bag and wore a stylish raincoat despite the clear sky. "You look great," exclaimed Hector. "Not what I expected, but great." She smiled with an expression that was more intrigued than warm. "Though why the coat?" he asked, as she shrugged it off, shaking her long, chestnut brown hair down her back, where it contrasted elegantly with her crimson blouse. "There's a storm coming," she replied. Inside, he handed her the CD. "I think you left this," he said, trying to read her mood. "Yes, I did," she replied, her voice carrying a strange certainty. "I left that one and others before it. I left them deliberately and set your bedside CD player to run them at night." "Oh? Why?" "They're not all relaxation," she said. "Only the first part has the calming sounds. The rest is designed for conditioning." "Conditioning?" Hector frowned. "Yes. Commands and suggestions that influence you while you sleep. It's like you've been hypnotized. I've been setting them for weeks, and now you respond exactly the way I've shaped you to." Hector chuckled. "That explains the voice last night. You're saying it's made me want to wear certain clothes?" "I don't think so. Why would you even want that? And anyway, I'm not wearing them now." "It's not just that," she replied. "You've had 12 discs. The first few prepared you to receive the later instructions. Since then, you've developed an appreciation for elegant styles, refined fabrics, classic footwear, and a natural confidence in how you present yourself. You don't realize it yet, but you've even picked up a knack for makeup techniques. You'll look fantastic when you put it all together." She crossed her legs slowly, revealing more of the dark, smooth hosiery. As he glanced up, she raised her eyebrows knowingly. Hector found it hard to contain his anger. Was she joking or trying to wind him up? "Have you gone mad?" he asked. "You're talking nonsense. Almost all those suggestions you've been hearing," she went on calmly, "all those changes I've been planting, are still waiting for a trigger phrase from me. That's why you don't notice them now." "Rubbish," he repeated, his face flushing. Still, he knew at least the part about the CDs was true. He'd heard one playing last night. Could she really have hypnotized him that way? "I say almost all," continued Kate, "because I left a few to work right away. Do you know how long you've been shaving your legs? Or shaping your eyebrows into that neat, delicate arch?" Hector snorted. Look, he said, now more frustrated than angry. Quirky's one thing, but what you're talking about is absurd. A couple of months ago, I might have humored you with some playful changes, but this? No. It's too much. It's all true, Kate countered. It may be true you played those CDs, but that's the end of it. You say you made me shave my legs? Well, look at them. He pulled up his trouser leg to reveal smooth skin. See? Done this morning. Completely smooth, completely. He stopped mid-sentence. That's right. Kate's eyes gleamed. You never even realized. The conditioning worked without you noticing. Want to see your eyebrows? She pulled a small mirror from her bag. Even before he looked, Hector somehow knew. Thin, precise, undeniably styled. Sit down, Kate said firmly. You have a choice. Think hard before you answer. Sit. Hector obeyed instantly, startled by how quickly he reacted. Here's the choice, she said. You can either embrace the look I've prepared for you and do it willingly, or... She dropped a half-zipped bag at his feet, revealing an assortment of carefully chosen, elegant clothing. Or I can say your trigger phrase and you'll follow through anyway. But you'll still be fighting the change in your mind. Decide quickly. Hector's mind spun. Could he resist? Could he push her out? Or... Time's up, Kate declared. Hector opened his mouth to respond, but no words came. Kate said something softly, almost like a code. He barely caught it, something about flowers, but the effect was instant. In a rush, his thoughts shifted. Suddenly, wearing plain clothes felt wrong. Why hadn't he chosen something stylish? Why no attention to detail? Only this morning, he'd felt normal. Now, the pull toward elegance and refinement was overwhelming. His sense of self wavered. He still knew he was male, but the desire to step fully into the graceful image in his mind surged through him like a tide. Inside, he panicked. Outwardly, his shoulders relaxed and his gaze drifted toward Kate's polished appearance. His feet shifted, knees drawn closer together without thinking. He fought the thought, yet part of him wanted to open the bag, to feel the fabrics, to transform. The longing was undeniable, and the look in Kate's eyes told him she knew it. How does it feel? How does it feel to be stuck inside your own mind? How does it feel to be dressed in your usual clothes? Kate asked. It feels wrong, Hector admitted, glancing down in embarrassment at how plain he looked compared to Kate's polished appearance. Don't worry, Kate said. You've got a call to make, but before that, there's something in my bag you can use. If you're careful with it. She leaned forward, her eyes watching him closely. Hector hesitated, then reached for the bag. Inside was a carefully chosen ensemble, a fitted top, a tailored skirt, a pair of elegant shoes, and a wig styled in soft waves. Beneath them were a few accessories, tights, a belt, and a scarf. He could picture how they might look together. He decided to leave the shoes for last. Kate picked out a small clutch from the bag. Makeup, she said simply, extending a tube of bright lipstick. Show me how nice you can look. Without thinking, Hector moved toward the bathroom. His reflection shifted with every step of the process, the outfit altering his silhouette, the makeup refining his features. The eyeliner brought definition, the blush brightened his face, and the mascara lengthened his lashes until his own eyes looked unfamiliar, almost like someone else's. The transformation unsettled him. He tried to resist, to stop, but the motions kept going until, suddenly, he blinked. And this time, it was him doing it. He lowered the lipstick slowly, locking eyes with his reflection. He could move again. He had control. Taking a deep breath, he gripped the sink, focusing hard. But when his lashes brushed together, a flood of mental images came rushing back, tailored outfits, graceful stances, stylish footwear, all blending into a vivid vision. His balance faltered between relief and panic. Don't be too long, Kate called from the lounge. His body started moving again, returning to the room. He forced himself to think fast. He needed time. He needed distance. He had to get away. You aren't wearing the lipstick, Kate observed. No, he said with a faint smile. May I surprise you instead? I'll count to 20, she said, closing her eyes. That was his chance. He grabbed his old clothes from the bathroom, stuffed them in the bag, pulled on Kate's raincoat, and slipped his feet into the nearest shoes, worn trainers. Without looking back, he was out the door before she reached 20. The Sunday street was quiet as he walked quickly, the raincoat swaying with his steps. He didn't dare return home. He didn't dare go to hers. And the police? Like this? No. He just kept walking. A couple passed on the other side of the street, glancing at him more than once. A man mowing his lawn stopped mid-step to look again. Hector knew he had to get out of public view. Light rain tapped on the parked cars in a steady rhythm. He rounded another corner, head lowered, and found a track used by dog walkers over a patch of open ground. Passing a man in worn clothes who looked him over curiously, he stopped near a set of large electricity generators, surrounded by tall wire fencing. Between two of the generators, Hector paused. For a moment, it felt almost private. He closed his eyes and steadied his breathing. Part of him thought about simply going back to the house and letting Kate finish dressing him as she pleased. But another part of him pushed back, reminding himself that he needed to regain control. He opened his eyes and looked around. He had to make a decision, head back to face Kate immediately or continue to the public library nearby. He chose the library. "Clean myself up," he whispered, then face Kate. The rain grew steadier. Hector pulled up the hood of Kate's coat and made his way toward the car park beside the library. Glancing down, he realized how unusual he looked, a stylish raincoat paired with worn trainers. On impulse, he swapped the trainers for a pair of sleek black heels from the bag, standing taller and moving with more poise. The sound of the heels on wet pavement made him feel like a character stepping out of an old film. "I am Hector," he told himself as he walked toward the entrance. To a casual observer, it would have looked like a well-dressed person making their way through the rain, the coat tailored, the steps confident, the posture refined. Clicking up the stone steps and into the marble-floored atrium, Hector kept his pace steady until he reached the privacy of the restroom. Closing and locking the door, he exhaled deeply. He studied himself in the mirror. The reflection looked different, softer, more styled, yet still undeniably him. He debated, change fully back into his own clothes, or keep parts of the look that helped him blend in. Perhaps wearing the skirt and blouse would let him walk home unnoticed. He took a short pencil skirt from the bag and put it on, surprised at how naturally it fit into place. Next came a deep jade blouse, which he buttoned carefully before adjusting the wig on his head. A knock at the door interrupted him. "Excuse me, miss," said a voice outside. "Someone's waiting to use this facility." Hector looked once more in the mirror. He reached for the lipstick, applied it quickly, and smiled at his reflection. Opening the door, he stepped out with a confident nod and a warm "thank you" to the staff member. An elderly woman nearby gave him a kind smile as he passed. Something had shifted in him during that brief time in the library. He still knew he should push back against the influence Kate had over him, but now he also felt a strange sense of control in embracing the way he looked. "I am Hector," he told himself, pressing his lips together. "I am Hector," he repeated as he walked through the damp streets toward his home. As he turned onto his street, he saw the light on upstairs. Kate was still there. "I am Hector," he reminded himself once more. And this time, he meant it. Picture this. Kate is standing in a darkened window, her mascara dark lashes blinking slowly, a fingertip curling through a lock of hair as she watches Hector at the end of the street. Then picture this. Hector taking a breath, tossing his hair back, straightening his posture, and walking toward his own house with calm confidence. Lips glossed, outfit neat, steps clicking in polished heels. Pause and picture that. It was with trepidation that Hector opened his own front door. With anticipation that he walked inside. And with determination that he faced Kate in the living room. Kate. Hector. A long silence. Eyes unblinking. Like a high-heeled standoff. "You look nice. Why did you run away?" Kate broke the silence. "Why did you do this to me?" Hector asked in return. "Do what? Show you the enjoyment of dressing well? Are you sorry you're standing there in carefully styled makeup? Do you wish you weren't wearing those sheer tights? Would you rather be back in your old clothes with your old hairstyle?" The question caught Hector off guard. Would he truly be happier dressed the way he had been before? The thought made him pause. But then Kate spoke again. Confused? Not sure? Shall I help you decide? Her words grew softer, almost like a cue, and suddenly Hector felt his thoughts align with her guidance. He was still Hector, but a version of himself that sat with crossed legs, paid close attention to his appearance, and wanted to enhance it even more. He felt the urge to add another layer of mascara, to refresh his lipstick. His stance shifted to something more relaxed and welcoming. Not so confused now then? You look the part, don't you? And hour by hour, you'll feel the part more too, Kate said, her voice calm and assured. I do, Hector admitted. He realized that everything leading him back home, the escape, the time at the library, had all been part of a process Kate had intended. At last you're where I want you to be, Kate continued. Now, I said you had a call to make. Yes, Hector said, sitting up attentively. You've been meeting someone else, haven't you? Yes. Well, call her and invite her over, Kate instructed. Let her see the new you. Hector couldn't resist. He dialed. Hi, it's Hector. Hector. Hi. You sound different. What's up? Came Ophelia's voice. Are you free? Could you come over? I need to show you something. How mysterious. Yes, I can be there in about 15 minutes. She's coming, Hector told Kate. Why don't you freshen up? Kate suggested. We want you to look your best. Hector moved to the mirror, adding finishing touches to his makeup, adjusting his hair, and checking his outfit one last time. Before long, there was a knock at the door. Call her in, Kate said. Come in. Hector called warmly. Ophelia entered, dressed in a sharply tailored outfit with an air of authority. She smiled at Hector. Hello, you look well. Then she looked at Kate. Hello, Kate. Kate straightened slightly, a flicker of surprise passing over her features. Ophelia stepped further into the room, her confidence filling the space. I hear you've been making changes. Impressive work. But I have a few ideas of my own. Hector blinked, unsure. What do you mean? Ophelia smiled. This is the part where I explain that you're going to be part of something bigger. We'll work on your image, more polished, more striking. You'll find it rewarding. She turned to Hector. Do you know Samantha from your department? I'd like you to connect with her. She could be an excellent addition. And there's one more thing. There's a final part of the program you've been through that hasn't been activated yet. Once it is, you'll be fully ready for what's next. Are you ready to decide? Hector looked at Ophelia poised, assured, completely in control of the room, and felt himself drawn to her presence. He glanced at Kate, seated elegantly, looking content and composed in her stylish outfit. He wondered when she had learned to present herself like that. Was she, too, still aware inside, simply adapting to her new role? Or had she fully embraced it? Hector knew he had changed. He felt aligned with this new version of himself, no longer resisting but moving in step with it. The person he had been seemed far away, replaced by someone more confident, more outwardly expressive. Ophelia stepped forward and gently placed a hand on his cheek. The touch was deliberate, steady. She looked directly into his eyes. Hector, what do you choose? Go back to your old life of routine and hesitation? Or open yourself to a new way of living a life with more color, more expression? Let me guide you. I'll take the lead so you don't have to overthink. Choose, Hector, choose. Hector didn't need to consider it for long. He had already begun letting go of his old mindset. He met Ophelia's gaze and saw the certainty there. Those eyes would be the last thing he focused on as he released the need to hold back. Hector chose.